Now welcome to a new video. Today things are looking really good for BBIG. It's all by about 4.65% so far, but when we look out to the past 5 days, that is not so. The past 5 days have been brutal for BBIG. I know that from Monday into Tuesday we had big drops, and today on Wednesday quite flat, but we are seeing a bit of a gain towards the end of day. I want to talk about what I think has been going on, and then again sharing a few other thoughts and opinions which I think you guys will enjoy. We do talk about BBIG quite often. I have been off for the past few days because I have been very busy. However, we are back tonight and we should be back again tomorrow night to talk more and more about BBIG, as you guys will know we have been doing for so long. Make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But yes, I am not a financial advisor. You definitely need to do your own research and come to your own conclusions and opinions, as this is purely just mine. Now, I have mentioned that though, we are going to jump into this video and look at BBIG and what we have been seeing most recently with BBIG stock, because a lot has been going on. Well, we're going to start over here looking at the search terms for BBIG stock. Now, I have typed in BBIG. We'll just type in BBIG stock to make it a bit more clear and type in stock, and we'll see what has been going on. But so when we look out to here, we can see that overall in the past 7 days, BBIG stock chatter is sustained. It is slightly lower than it has been for the past 7 days. You can see obviously it is still at a reasonable level, but yeah, in comparison to last week, it is a bit lower so far, and that would probably be because a lot of people aren't really searching for the stock when it is down. You guys will know that when things go up, people search for it a lot. When things go down, it's not necessarily searched for as much, but that's what we are seeing for the interest over time. It is slightly lower than what we have seen last week, but one thing that we are seeing is still a decent amount of short interest, in my opinion. You guys will know the figures by now. Things are looking alright, and again, a lot of people are using a lot of different FUD tactics, actually a lot of FUD tactics, to say that this play is over, and I actually completely disagree with that for many different reasons, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But we're just going to have a look at how the price has been moving and then do a quick technical analysis before we do share my opinions on that finally. So the past day for BBIG stock on these simple charts has been quite flat. It's following the same trend that we have been seeing for BBIG for a while now. We have a pretty alright morning till about 12 o'clock, not really anything happens. A bit of a sell-off some days, a bit of a rise some days. Today it was a sell-off. We fell by a little bit from 9:30 until about 10, 11 o'clock. From 11 until about 2 o'clock we saw this sustained flat action. Now, we have been seeing that for a while now, and then towards the end of the day we actually spiked up by quite a large amount actually. That's what we have been seeing for a while with BBIG stock. Even on Tuesday, I believe it was in the middle of the day this time instead. But yeah, we have been seeing this a lot, especially in the last week. So the past 5 days, as I mentioned, has been red for BBIG. You can see we actually hit highs in the week, which I believe were up here at 11.53. We tried to break past that 11.50-ish range up here as well, but yeah, we did not make it. We're actually stuck below that, and we still are to this day. So we've fallen all the way down now to about $8.28, which is quite low for this stock, but definitely does potentially present an opportunity to buy the dip. Now, if we do drop any lower, I would be looking for a support around this level here at $7, because we have fallen to that point before, and a little bit closer here. You know, $6 is a level that we have found support in the past, but ultimately I would be looking for support at 8 first, then closer to 7 if we do not find the support at 8. Now we're going to move on to the technical charts and look at what we are seeing over there, because we do have some interesting indications coming from there. So we'll start off, as we always do, on the 1 day chart and look at what we are seeing. We can see on the 1 day we are seeing a moving average figure of actually about 827, so it's just below where we are right now. That's fantastic. Again, it is potentially crossing over that towards the end of the day, but this is a lagging indicator. It obviously is going to take time to catch up. It doesn't really matter what we're seeing on there, in my personal opinion, but that is just what, in case you guys were wondering. Now, the MACD trend that we are seeing down here was bullish as we had this big spike up, but now it is becoming more towards the bearish side. Those lines are crossing over again, as you can see, and we are potentially about to go under the middle line, which would indicate a more bearish trend. And the RSI figure down here is currently set at 44 on the 1 day. When we move out to the 5 day, we can see that RSI figure quickly becomes 56, which is quite close to neutral. We are seeing a MACD trend on the 5 day, which is actually a little bit bullish because we have had this big fall, and now we are flipping over potentially, as we have seen a bit of a raise in today's market hours, and we are seeing a moving average, a figure of about $8.09 if I am correct. So at 8.09 is what we are seeing on the moving average, and on the past month, which gives us a more inclusive view, we are seeing that the moving average is still catching up on the 50-day moving average. That is currently set at 460 compared to the share price of 827. We are seeing a MACD trend which is crossing over to being bearish, I do believe we can see. We have seen a few days of falling, but yeah, today has been quite flat. Again, this definitely could change the trend, and we could remain bullish if we do see another green day tomorrow. We can see that the RSI figure down here is at 59. Now 59 is 9 points towards the overbought. It's basically neutral in my opinion, and it is nothing to be worried about if you ask me, but that is just what we are seeing down here on the technical indicators if you were wondering. Now what I want to talk about is what I think is going on with the stock, because we have seen obviously a few days of sustained dropping in the price. Is this anything to be concerned about? In my opinion, not too much. I don't think it's the biggest deal. Again, this is always going to be quite a risky play. It's quite a volatile play. You guys should know that from the get-go. You know, if this one does see a squeeze or anything of the kind, it probably will send the price up by quite a decent amount. But obviously, if it does not see that, if it sees, you know, the opposite, we could see a drop. Ultimately, I think the numbers are still looking very good to see a potential short squeeze, so I'm not worried about anything like that. But, you know, I think it is also important to be aware of the risks. But I do think that this stock is still primed to see moves upwards. Again, the retail interest is still relatively high. You guys will know that options are looking good. We will have to break down options in another video soon, by the way. But yeah, things are looking really, really good for this week and going forwards into the future. Investor sentiment is high and all that sort of thing, so there isn't really any reason for the stock price to be dropping. Now, a few theories that I have been hearing over the past 5 or so days. Some people think that with what is going on with both this stock, but also with stocks like AMC and some of the other short squeeze plays, that what is happening now is that shorts are looking for stop losses, you know, to make people basically lose their position and get stopped out of their position. That's definitely a possibility. Obviously, the other potential is that shorts are trying to get people's options out of the money. That is also possible as well. And the third opinion, which a lot of people do have, is that they're trying to stop people from entering into the stock. Obviously, it's not really the most sensible thing, you know, instinctively to enter into a falling stock. It's not necessarily a bad thing, of course. You definitely could find the opportunity to buy the dip, but I think the mentality that people believe is behind this is that they will see the price falling, they will see the FUD, which we'll get into in just a second, and they will think that this stock is not a good buy, when that is not necessarily the case. We already know how high the short interest is, we already know how high investor attention is by how many views these videos get and how many messages are sent about this stock on stock tweets and stuff like that. So the interest really is still there, and this stock is still primed for a squeeze. But despite that, we have seen more and more FUD tactics to try and get people out of both this stock and other stocks, but this stock especially, because this is more of a recent short squeeze play. Now let me talk about some of the FUD things that I have been hearing recently. A lot of people think that this stock is a pump and dump. Now personally, I do not believe that is the case. Again, nobody can say for sure, but I do not believe that is the case. The numbers do not lie. The numbers do promise that this one could have that potential. So, you know, I think that the real world potential is here. People who say this is a pump and dump, I do not necessarily believe that. I think that because this stock is not one of the original short squeeze plays, people try and use that to their advantage when it comes to FUD and spread information like that, but actually that's not necessarily the case. This doesn't mean that this stock is going to have the biggest short squeeze ever, even if it does have a short squeeze, but AMC and GME may be seen as the MOAS as it is, which is the mother of all short squeeze. That doesn't mean this stock cannot have a smaller short squeeze. It definitely is possible. Shorts all across the market have got themselves into a bit of a predicament. I think this is true also for BBIG stock. I think there is no reason why this stock cannot see sustained growth in the future, with even the potential of a short squeeze. But I want to hear your opinions down below, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all soon in another update tomorrow. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.